welcome back to the Girly Girl Bookworm. So this is the last video you will see me looking like this, I promise. So today I have a July TBR for you. Granted, I would love to read anything on my shelf, so this is definitely a very loose TBR. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 books that I'd like to read. I know I'm not going to get to all of them, but I feel like when I went to go do the Golden Girls Readathon, having a very structured, these are the 10 I'm reading, it made it really difficult to get through the month because I was like, but I want to read so many other things that are on my shelf. So very loose TBR for sure, just to have some options, and granted anything else on my shelf is obviously fair game if the moment sparks my need to do it. So I've got a lot of variety here. I've got some YA, I've got some summer, I've got some continuation of series, I've got lots of different things. So one book that I would love to finish in July and finally get it done is the Star Wars From a Certain Point of View book. This I've been reading for over a year. I can't say that I've been reading it for over a year. It's been on the shelf. I started it. I am, let's see, 260 pages in. I've just got this little part in the back to go, and it's been sitting there, and I've refused to watch any Star Wars movies because I'm not done with this. I have 2 other Star Wars books on my shelf, which I refuse to read until I finish this, so this has got to go. This has got to be done this month. Then I have some YA books that I'd like to get to. 2 of them are by the same author. I don't plan to get to both, but I wanted to show you both because I don't know which of the 2 I want to read first. And that is Starry Eyes by Jen Bennett and Serious Moonlight by Jen Bennett. I feel like I'm going to read this one first because this was her second novel, and I feel like this is more summery because it's got the road trip vibes in it, and this one is more like a mystery. So either way, they both sound really good, but either way, I want to read one or both this summer. P.S. I'm going to move my computer really fast because I want you to see this cat. She literally just jumped in there. She got on the couch and then jumped over. And then the next book I would also really like to read is Losing the Field by Abby Glines, because this is the next book in the Field Party series that I have to get to, and the next book comes out, I believe, in August or October, so I definitely want to catch up on this. Speaking of which, I also have a whole ton of pre-orders that are coming in July, so obviously I want to read those too, but I'm going to keep those a secret for now. To continue some series, I would really like to read China Rich Girlfriend by Kevin Kwan. I was not the biggest fan of Crazy Rich Asians, but I loved the movie that I want to know what's going to happen. So I would like to continue with this because there's so many times where I've almost bought Rich People Problems, but I'm like, you haven't read book 2. Why are you going to buy book 3? So I definitely got to get to this one. And A Match Made on Main Street by Olivia Miles. This is a Briar Creek novel. This is the sequel / companion novel to Mistletoe on Main Street. So just one of those cute little stories that I would like to continue with and make sure that I stay on track with this series. So would like to get to that one. A lot of summary books that I have on my shelf. The Summer People by Ellen Hildebrand. This is the only Ellen Hildebrand that I have not read. So it's been on my shelf eyeing me going, read me, read me. So I definitely need to do that so that way I could say that I've read all of her books. Then I've got The Summer That Made Us by Robin Carr. Obviously it's got summer in the title, so I need to read this one. And that kind of goes with the same with The Light in Summer by Mary McNear. I almost read this last summer and then I didn't, and I haven't read it since because it has the name Summer in the title. So I definitely want to read these in summer at some point. I don't even know if this is technically summery, but there's a beach on the cover, so I'm going to count it. And that is The Last Resort by Marissa Stapley. I just recently hauled this. It just looks very summery. It's got a beach on it, so I love my thrillers. Gotta have a couple in here. How to Keep a Secret by Sarah Morgan. I don't even know if this has anything to do with summer. Let's see. Oh, yep. They summer together on Martha's Vineyard. So, yes, I read The Christmas Sisters this past Christmas, and I loved it. So I definitely want to get my hands on her because I feel like she's definitely going to be a new author that I'm going to want everything by. So I definitely want to try this one and see if I feel the same way. Summer Brides, which is by Beth Wiseman, Deborah Copton, and Mary Beth Whalen. This is 3 novellas that take place in summer. They're Christian fiction. This is the last of the season series that I have. I don't know, they're not really called the season series, but I feel like they're called the season series. I started in autumn, and now I'm back to summer, so this series will be done, and then I can start the next season series because there's 2 of them in autumn. So my plan is to get to the summer one in summer. So I could either read this before June is over, I could read this in July, or I could read it in August, and it'll still count. And then I also grabbed The Forever Summer by Jamie Brenner. I read The Husband Hour, and I really enjoyed it, so I wanted to get my hands on this one. Her newest novel just came out, but it's in hardcover, so I'm probably going to wait till that one comes out in paperback. But until then, I've got to this one to read. And then I also, this is actually a sequel, so I should have put this in the sequel pile, but this is The Secret to Southern Charm, and this is the sequel to The South of Simple? No. Slightly, I can say it, I promise. The Slightly South of Simple. This is the sequel to that. Too many S's. This is the sequel, so I wanted to get my hands on this one so that way I could eventually pick up book 3, which just recently came out, and I saw it in the store the other day and I almost bought it. I was like, read this one first. So I've got to get to this one. And then a whole bunch of just like random ones that I've been like thinking about lately. I've got Next Year in Havana by Chanel Clayton. I know that the sequel just came out for this one as well, so I wanted to catch up and get to this one. I don't know if this takes place in summer, but I just feel like with Cuba and like that kind of whole setting, this should be good to read over the summer. The Memory House by Rachel Hawk, because I've put it off long enough. I need to read it and review it and just devour it because I love her and I just need to finally suck it up and get to it. Then I've got Susanna's Garden by Debbie McComber. This is, I don't even know what book. I think this is the 3rd or 4th book in the, why can't I say it? The Beach Street novels. I've read this series in such a wackadoo order. I've read like book 7 and then 8 and then go back to 6. So I've gone all over the place. So I just have like the first 3 or 4 that I need to read. So this is kind of, I would love to just like catch up and finally read the rest of the series so that way I could stop reading this completely out of order. So I would like to get to this one. The Tattooist of Auschwitz by Heather Morris. I've been wanting to read since forever. And then I was on a book buying ban. I finally got off the book buying ban to buy it. And I bought it. And then I heard mixed things about it. And now I'm terrified to read it because Krista from Books and Gems didn't like it. So now I'm like, she didn't like it. I'm not going to. But it's like 250 pages. So I just got to suck it up. Just got to do it. And in this book, I started once, stopped for no apparent reason. So I just need to I was on page 38. I probably have to go back and reread the first 38 pages because I don't remember anything about it. It was about women who kind of find their way onto the Titanic. So I need to read it. I don't know why I put it down. It's one of those why did I do that? Because I want to finish it. And I have another copy of it, so that way when I finish it, I can do a giveaway. So I need to read it. I just hauled this, which is Little Mercies by Heather Guggenkoff. Just seems like it would be really good to read over the summer. It's really short. My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing, so I could finally figure out what all the hype is about this book. The Passengers by John Mars, because I just read the one, and I really want to know what this one's going to be like, because I have a feeling he's going to be a new favorite author of mine. This book just seems fun, and I've had it on my shelf for a really long time, and I just need to read it finally, and that is The Last Equation of Isaac Severy by Nova Jacobs. It just seems like there's going to be lots of clues and following things around and traveling, and it just seems like fun, and I feel like I just need to try it and see if I like it. And I have been slowly accumulating so many Nora Roberts books that I need to at least read one of them, so I would like to read Shelter in Place by none other, Nora Roberts. So I would like to catch up on her because I have so many unread books by her on my shelf, so I need to get on that. So yeah, those are the books that I would love to attempt in July, but like I said, some of those will probably move into August, and I just wanted to have a loose TBR where I felt like I had a lot of things to pick from. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys really soon. If you have any thoughts on any of these books, please tell me down below so that way I know. So, no spoilers though. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everybody.